Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, Hysteria Projects. I hope you're doing well, having a great day. These messages are general, so please only take what resonates and leave the rest behind. The overall energy is the star energy. Hopes, dreams, wishes. I feel like that's what Spirit is wanting to talk about today. There's something that you've been dreaming of, and I feel as though that is going to come true. So let's just hop into it. We have the Mouse. Stress, nerves, depletion, thief. What I'm getting with this is that although you could be nervous, it's like you're going for it anyways. And I feel like whatever this is, it has something to do with love. Maybe you chose love and it stresses you out and your nerves are a wreck. But this is worth celebrating. And I see this mouse right here just looking at this flame. You know, I really feel like you chose love. And that's worth celebrating just in itself. This person could be older than you, or you could be older than this person. And if it's not an age gap thing, then I feel like, maybe this is just time is passing and everyone's getting older. You know what I'm saying? You have the Scythe. Danger, accident, warning, sudden harvest, surgery. What's coming through with this is like, okay, so maybe somebody said something like this to you. Maybe something to the effect of like, what are you gonna wait to fall in love when you're dead? Like, I don't know why that phrase is so prominent in my mind right now. But basically, I'm getting here that there's something about love that brings up fear, okay? And I feel like you're facing those fears that have to do around love. Have to do about, coming together with somebody. Tell me more. I have the book, Education, Knowledge, Research, Unknown, Mystery, and Secret. Okay, so I'm getting that there has been a lot of like mindsets that have kind of kept you bound up or locked up. Or maybe you actually have been locked up. Maybe you had the book thrown at you about something. That's not going to be for everybody. But I am getting here that there's been a shift in the thinking. There's things that you've learned, there's knowledge that you've gained, and this has to do with endings and beginnings. So we'll get into tarot about that, but I do feel like this is good news over here. I feel like there's been a complete shift in the way that maybe you think about certain things. I just want one. And there's the star energy again. The hope, the dream. You received some sort of clarity. Maybe you received some sort of clarity about whatever this dream is that you have, or whatever your goals are. I do see that you're making progress. But maybe this also involves coming together with somebody. Maybe this isn't just in business endeavors. Maybe this has to do with love as well. There's some form of clarity, though, that you received. Or an announcement. We get one more. And we have the letter. Document, message, communication. Again, with this like completion energy. So on one hand, I'm getting maybe for some of you, you received some news that wasn't too good. On the other hand, I'm getting that maybe you did receive news that is good. You know, it's like some kind of final documents or paperwork's been signed, and I don't know, it just feels like, you know, business was taken care of over here. Let's pull the tarot. Let's see what's going on. We have the Emperor. I do feel like this is your energy. This Emperor energy. Male or female, it doesn't matter. Now, this is somebody that is standing up and taking the lead, putting in the work, putting in action. But once again, I feel like this is about love over here. It's like you're nervous to invest your heart into anything. But you are choosing love. I mean, I feel that very prominent. With the Six of Cups, there's definitely someone here that you're reminiscing about and have memories with. And then this Hierophant card, it's like are you having thoughts of marriage? Are you having thoughts of long-term? With this Temperance and this Death, that kind of, you know, brings me back over here. It's like, did somebody say, what are you going to wait to settle down on your deathbed? Are you going to wait to find love when you're 65 or 70 years old, when people aren't out there interested in that and looking for that? You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. There was something here. There's something here about facing fears, and it has a lot to do with love. Mainly, I guess, maybe this could be commitment. Okay? This could be commitment. And it's like you're trying to find a balance. You are. You're trying to alchemize your emotions. I'm getting that is difficult. Again, this facing fear energy. It's like you're trying to lighten your heart. You have a very magnetic draw towards whoever this person is. I'll get one more. And this doesn't necessarily have to be a person. This could just be the idea of love and settling down in general. But we have the Chariot. Okay, so I'm getting that's determination with this Page of Wands on the bottom. That's determination. That's somebody that's wanting to take the action and overcome and move forward. And the Emperor drives the Chariot. Tell me more. Okay, we have the Sun. So some of these fears were definitely holding you back from happiness. I feel like that's what you're breaking free from, you know, whatever chains, whatever mental state that you were in, or whatever it may be for you. I see that changing. I see that you're working on really heading towards things that make you happy, or make you feel happy, make you feel like you're in alignment, even if it is unknown. Oh. Okay, well maybe maybe what made you happy wasn't what was best. Okay, when the devil offers us things, they look awfully nice and tempting, right? Maybe what you were indulging in wasn't the best. Maybe it got you in some sort of trouble. Okay, I will say, Justice, maybe you got in a little bit of trouble. I will say you are making progress. You are. You had yourself some hiccups, for sure. Okay, and you know, sometimes when, okay, I don't know, this might be specific for somebody, but sometimes, you know, the devil will tempt us with things that we think that we want, that does bring us some sort of fulfillment or happiness in that moment, okay? There's always strings attached. There's always a price, okay, for it. Now, you could have been tempted, you know, you could have gotten in trouble and went through your process here or whatever, okay? So what I'm getting also is that you're now focused on more positive things. You want a better future for yourself. You know, you envision a better life than the current life that you have right now. You know, you're building things, right? So you're envisioning just better things all around in all different areas. And one of the things that I'm getting through this is, you know, the closer you come into alignment, the closer you get to that happiness, you know, and I don't even want to say happiness, but like a more steady sense of joy, okay? The devil's going to come in and try to manipulate you and try to change your thoughts. Because why would the devil want you to be happy and feel connected with the divine? I mean, I am getting kind of like a Hierophant energy here. And this Nine of Cups and this Justice, I mean, you could have had some ways in the past, again, that got you in some trouble, okay? And it's like you're trying to balance these things back out. Give me one more, please. The Queen of Swords to the King of Swords. I'm telling you, I feel like this is about love over here. All right. Is that not a match? A king to the Queen of Swords? Looks like a match to me. And with this Justice card, that's the Sword of Truth right there. And that Sword of Truth has the sun on it. Okay? That happiness. I don't know if you can see the cards, but you know, that happiness is connected to this truth. And you're both holding a sword, okay? Not only are you both a match, but you both got things to say. You both standing on business. You both got your guard up a little bit. You know, no nonsense. You know, again, I am getting very strongly here that you're choosing love. You're facing your fears. You're working on changing your thoughts. With this star energy, you know, there's hopes and dreams and things that you've been trying to manifest here. And again, I do really strongly feel like you got some sort of clarity Or there's an announcement about some form of clarity. I don't know. Oh, what is this, Spirit? You got the Four of Cups. Well, that's not interested and discontent. Yeah. So, not interested. Walking away. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, either you showed a lack of interest and someone walked away and this wheel is turning, or, you know, you have walked away. You're uninterested and have walked away from something and this wheel is turning. Give me one more on that. Page of Swords. That announcement. That clarity. This is all about clarity and truth and happiness. This energy does feel good. With this Page of Pentacles down here, and over here me talking about, you know, choosing love, but like you're stressed out, you know, and maybe you're stressed out to make this commitment. Okay, because this does feel like that's what it is, you know, a fear to commit. I see forward movement on your end, though. So even though you're afraid, you're still going to go after what your heart desires. You know, you're still going to push forward and go through with it. You know, we have the Two of Pentacles and the King of Wands. You're trying to find some sort of balance here. With this Hanged Man, you know, you could still be working on your thought process right now. It is kind of the core and the center of this reading. So it's like maybe you're still in the process of trying to change your thoughts. Maybe about taking some form of action. Or going towards something where there's passion. Tell me more. Oh shit, nope, that's too much. I mean, I do see this King of Cups, Three of Pentacles, Nine of Swords. This is definitely, you're definitely stressed about working together with somebody. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're definitely stressed out about this. Now, I'm not even going to get into that energy. If it comes out, it comes out, but tell me more. And the King of Cups still wants to come out, okay? You have a lot of love for somebody here, a lot of passion. There's some truth as well, I feel like you're holding on to. You're working through. You have the Magician. And then the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. You could have some competition. There could be other suitors here. If not, if that's not your particular situation, then this just feels like a brand new start, a brand new beginning. But I'm not going to deny what I see here. So let's talk about it for those that may resonate for. If there are other suitors, okay? Let's just break it down real quick. You know, put yourself wherever you belong if you belong. If we got 2 suitors here, okay? It's King of Cups, right? Could have been juggling. Off balance. This doesn't have to be juggling relationships. This could be, you know, juggling their work and their home life, okay? So take it however it resonates with your situation. But, you know, this King of Cups has a lot of passion, sexual desire, all right? A lot of sexual desire. And the King of Cups has a lot of love to give. A lot of love to give. But they often keep it to themselves, okay? That's water energy for you. Not all of us water signs are like that, okay? But when it comes to deep love, I will say that water signs are a bit selective when it comes to the emotions, okay? And then we also have this King of Wands, the Magician, and then the Ace of Cups. You know, this is somebody that isn't afraid to take action, isn't afraid to go towards what they desire, right? Now, this is the King of Wands. I feel like this is an energy that may be very busy, okay? But we also have the Magician and this Ace of Cups. You know, this person is wanting to use all the resources that they have available to them to offer you this cup of love, cup of emotions. Now, generally, that was right that time. You would expect the Ace of Cups to come from a King of Cups, right? But this King of Cups is coming with this passionate energy, more of kind of like a sexual desire. And this King of Wands here is approaching with this Ace of Cups, which is that emotional fulfillment, okay? So for those of you that there's 2 people here, all right, this is kind of the dynamic. For those of you that there isn't, you know, and this is just one person, I'm getting that this could be maybe like a before and after situation, okay? Maybe you were embodying this energy before because I do see over here there was this commitment, there was this fear, but you're choosing love, okay? So you could have had this energy before where you were like holding on to your love, but there was tremendous passion. And it's like now you're trying to manifest how to share that love as well. So again, put yourself where you belong. Not everybody is going through the same thing, and so I'm going to say what I see out here. And the 6 of Pentacles is equal give and take. That's that reciprocity. That's how can you be of service? How can you help? You know what I'm saying? It's very much kind of being in leadership, having like that leadership role. Sorry about my voice. Kind of having that leadership role, and that Emperor energy, that is exactly what that is. That is taking control. That's being in charge. That's taking necessary actions and having that stability within yourself and your environment. This is the Emperor. And that's the energy that you're embodying. Again, male or female, it doesn't matter. I got a lot of male cards out here, though, okay? And let's see, are all the kings out here? Cups, wands, swords. All we're missing is the King of Pentacles. That stable offer. And that's what you're thinking about right now, is making that investment. You have memories of somebody here. And you're thinking about commitment. So, is there anything else, Spirit? Because I feel like right now you've been observing, you've been trying to rise above your challenges and your issues. Because ultimately you have this vision for yourself, okay? There's some sort of hope, there's some sort of wish and goal here. Tell me more about this Tower moment. Is it just the idea of coming together? Or is it more? Okay. Yeah, you've been going through it in that heart space of yours. Especially if you trying to hold everything in. It shows. It shows. It does. Right. But I am getting a choice. There's a choice between lovers here. Yeah, 2 of Swords. I saw the 8 of Swords earlier. There's a choice. Who do you want to give to? Okay? And if it's not a choice like on your end on who you're wanting to go towards, then it could be a choice on this other person's end. Okay? I see 2 suitors. So, somebody has a choice to make. Now, if this is the 2 suitor energy, this King of Cups was juggling, okay? 5 of Wands. 3 of Swords. Alright? That's that heartbreak. That's that treated as an option. That's that immature energy. That's that left feeling disappointed. And then we have 2 of Cups. 10 of Cups. 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Swords. Page of Pentacles. Okay. So, for those of you that have an option, all right? For those of you that have an option, I'm going to say remain open. Remain open, okay? For those of you that that's not the case, for those of you that I'm getting, it's either or, okay? It's either or. We're either talking about 2 different people over here, or this is before and after energy, okay? And I got 10 of Cups here. So right now I'm talking about before and after energy. You know, before it was all of this. This is a bunch of shit, right? And then this after energy is this 2 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. You know, Page of Pentacles is that message of stability, right? That's that good news. 4 of Swords is healing. 4 of Pentacles is hanging on. I see a complete transformation. I do. If this is the same person, okay? And Judgment. And the Fool, yeah. For a new beginning. And here's that King of Pentacles coming with that stable offer. That's you. That's you. That's you with the stable offer. With love. Coming in with love. Okay. This person could have their boundaries and their guard up, but I do see celebration here. I really do. This energy feels like, you know, you've been really going through it, honey. You have. But you're getting through it. You're overcoming all of these challenges that you have within yourself. Things are working out, okay? I see it here. You know, the fact that you're choosing love, the fact that you're following your heart, the fact that you're facing your fears and changing the way that you think about things and growing. Really, I'm getting that you're growing. You're growing and you're stepping into this leadership position that you've always belonged in. You know, the fear that you have isn't just about settling down with somebody in love. I feel like it goes deeper than that. But these are the things that you've been working through. And I do see you having a very stable and loving home. Okay? Whatever this dream is, whatever this goal is, you are making progress, even if it doesn't seem like it. You might be seeking out how to communicate and just ask someone for some help. Ask someone that you trust for some advice, you know? You don't want to get advice from people that, like, okay, how do I explain this? Like, if you have a friend that is, can't hold a job down, and, they're working at the gas station 1 month and then the Jiffy Lube the next, and are you going to want to get financial advice from that person? I didn't think so. So when it comes to the matters of the heart, when it comes to love, be careful who you're asking for advice from, okay? Just make an observation is all I'm saying. So what is the final message, Spirit? We have discernment. See the truth of the situation. Use common sense and do not be fooled. Pay attention. Your intuition knows. Quest. Be bold, and mighty forces will aid you. Take action. Good luck favors the brave. Let's get one more. Sanctuary. Embrace the need for solitude. Your inner sanctuary calls you. Renew yourself and thrive. I like this energy. It feels bumpy, but things are going to smooth out, okay? You're taking the right steps. I see that you're heading towards happiness here. And yes, the devil's going to try to get in your ear. The devil's going to try to tempt you. People around you are going to try to lead you astray, because you got to be careful about who's in your energy and whose advice you take, really. I have certain friends that I love them to death, but would I take their advice pertaining certain topics? Hail to the no, okay? So use your discernment, all right? From what I see, you're making great progress. You are fully stepping into your Emperor energy here, and that's just not easy. Why? Because you got to do the shit you got to do, right? You got to take action. You got to be bold. You got to be stable. You got to have that protective energy as well. There's a lot that the Emperor embodies. The Emperor is the one that takes the action. The Emperor is the one that ignites that spark, and I feel like you've made tremendous progress in your life. And although some things over here happened and felt like a tower moment, maybe those are the things that really put you in a state of changing your thoughts and heading towards your dreams, or really even like evaluating where your connection is with the divine even. I'm getting Hermit energy, although the Hermit card didn't come out. I'm getting Hermit energy, a lot of reflection, a lot of thoughts being put into things, and you were given some sort of clarity about something. Either you were given some sort of clarity, or there's some truth that you're wanting to speak up on. And again, with this Justice card, the truth, and then the Sun, that's the key here to this justice. That's the key to this happiness. I hope this message helped. And until next time, bye.